Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to another episode after a long period of time. Honestly, I have been busy with some of my studies late days, and that is the main reason why I haven't been able to upload any new content, and as well as why it took me such a long time to upload a new video or upload this new podcast for this platform. So anyway, here I am back and I will looking forward to change the type of my podcast a little bit and kind of do it in a consistent level from this point onward. So in today's episode, actually I want to talk about something that all we feel in our life. Like at a certain point you might feel that you don't have any clear direction in your life. So this is what I really want to focus on today's discussion. So let's go to the other conversation. Hey there. So there are certain point in our life that actually we feels at a certain time that we are not aware about what exactly we need to do with our life, and sometimes we are feeling that a lot of hopes that we are having also falling apart, and there is no clear direction that we see in from our end. So in that kind of situation, what exactly or what we need to do is the main question that we ask from ourselves.
Corrected version. Hey, so there are certain points in our lives when we feel that we are not really sure what we need to do with our life. Sometimes we feel that many of the hopes we had are falling apart and there is no clear direction ahead. In situations like that, the main question we ask ourselves is what we should do next. Good flow and clear ideas. Main improvement were verb tense, word order, and making sentences less long. Try to break long sentences into shorter ones for clarity.
Thanks. So I think one of the major question that people ask in this type of situation is, what should I do next? And sometimes it is really hard, right? Because when you're not aware about yourself, where you are at the current level, it is undoubtedly the difficult question that we faced in our end. What I need to do next. So that is why I think sometimes people are looking into most of this self improvement content and the planning content, the New Year resolutions, and everything. And we start to setting all these goals and stick to this, because sometimes when you don't have any goal or not have something to work on yourself, you feel definitely lost and don't have any idea about where does it leads, right? So having the new year resolution is a good thing, and I think that is something we need to be started on. But at the same time, there are some situations which changing with the time goes on, like the exam situations I have faced earlier, because I was wanted to complete my exam by the end of last year, but you know, some uncertainty situation like result had caused me to continue my exam up until this year as well. So in that kind of situation, when we face the uncertainty, and at the same time, even though we have our previously planned goals, what we need to do in order to make it correct? I mean, what we need to do to plan out ourselves.
Corrected version. Thanks. I think one of the major questions people ask in this kind of situation is, what should I do next? Sometimes it is really hard, right? Because when you are not fully aware of yourself or where you are at the current stage of life, it becomes a very difficult question to answer. That is why many people turn to self improvement content, planning content, and things like New Year resolution. We start setting goals and try to stick to them because when you don't have any goal or something to work toward, you feel lost and unsure about where you are heading. Having a New Year resolution is a good thing, and I think it is something worth starting. However, some situations change over time. For example, I wanted to complete my exam by the end of last year, but due to uncertainty, such as delayed results, I had to continue my exam into this year. In situations like this, when we face uncertainty while already having planned goals, the question becomes what we should do to adjust our plans and move forward. Very thoughtful and clear overall. Main improvements were article use, verb tense, and simplifying long sentences. Watch phrases like aware about, aware of, and try to avoid repeating what we need to do too often by rephrasing.
So, as per your idea, what exactly that we need to do in this kind of situation when we have this uncertainty?
Corrected version. So, based on your idea, what exactly do we need to do in this kind of situation when we are facing uncertainty? Feedback. Very clear question. Main correction was word order and removing extra word like that. As per your idea, based on your idea, sounds more natural. My answer, brief. When there is uncertainty, the best thing is to shift from fixed goals to flexible direction. Focus on what you can control right now, like daily habits, skill building, and small action, instead of exact timelines or outcome. Uncertainty doesn't mean your plan is wrong. It means your plan needs room to adapt.
So basically, I think you are mentioning is that building a system instead of having this fixed goal, right? Because I think I have heard these phrases, the similar thing to what you share, building a system instead of just setting goal. I mean, it is okay to have a goal because goal is the fundamental of everything you build as a system. But at the same time, instead of focusing more on the goal, you give the more weight to your system, like, habit or something. In that way, you are mainly focusing on what you need to do day to day basis instead of your ultimate goal, which could be vary with the uncertainties that happen during at the current moment. I think it is right.
Corrected version. So basically, I think what you were saying is that we should build a system instead of focusing only on fixed goals, right? I think I've heard this idea before, building a system rather than just setting goals. I mean, it is okay to have a goal because a goal is the foundation of everything you build as a system. But at the same time, instead of focusing too much on the goal, you give more importance to the system, like habit. In that way, you focus mainly on what you need to do on a day to day basis rather than on the ultimate goal, which can change due to uncertainties in the present. I think that is correct. Very strong explanation and good vocabulary. Main improvements were sentence clarity, article use, and smoothing word order. Try to reduce fillers like and shorten a few long sentences to sound more confident and natural.
So, what is your opinion about this thing? Like, and if you think about yourself as a personal trainer or someone who's similar, if I reach out to you by saying that I feel lost in my life and I don't have any clear direction at this moment, even though I have set up some goals, I still feel this kind of emptiness and no idea about where to go. If I ask you this, what would you give me as the advice?
Corrected version. So, what is your opinion about this? If you think of yourself as a personal trainer or someone similar, and I reach out to you saying that I feel lost in my life and don't have a clear direction at the moment, even though I have set some goals, I still feel a sense of emptiness and have no idea where to go. If I asked you this, what advice would you give me? Very clear and mature question. Main fixes were sentence structure, clarity, and removing extra fillers. Try to separate long questions into shorter parts for stronger impact. My advice, as that trainer, I'd say this first. Feeling lost doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're between versions of yourself. When goals feel empty, it's usually because they're disconnected from daily meaning. I'd guide you to slow down, reconnect with your value, and build a simple daily structure that creates progress and self trust. Direction often follows action, not the other way around.
Great. And thank you for the conversation support today. And we will reach you out soon.
Corrected version. It's great. Thank you for the conversation support today. I'll reach out to you again soon. Very good closing. Main correction was verb tense and phrasing. We will reach you out. I'll reach out to you. Sounds natural and correct.
So, this is the end of our today's discussion. I think you guys also have some good idea about it is just natural to feel the lost in your life at certain moment, and at the same time it is okay to feel, because as it mentioned earlier in our conversation, feeling lost or feeling empty or feeling behind is not meaning something that you are failing. It is a part of your human journey. So only thing you need to do is focus on yourself and focus on your values, and think about your future as something, as a journey, you know, not experiencing it as a arrow arrow that you hit to a target that direct straightly go to the mark point, and then it will give you a result. Because sometimes I also feel that once you ended up achieving your goal straightforwardly, what would be the result? Because sometimes we don't need to achieve the result as soon as possible. We just need to genuinely experience the journey that we going through to achieve that goal. You had to experience everything while on the road of your journey to achieve your goal. I think that experiences makes us more feeling. I think that experience is that makes us most of the time feeling satisfied ultimately when we achieve the goal. So think about yourself in this as well. And until next time, have a good day.